Hi everyone, it's the tutorial for Then I Will. My name's Billy from Piano and Pies. Let's get stuck straight in. So there are a few parts to this song, and at the start of the song, once the string part is over with, the piano and the vocals come in with a D major chord. And D major has an A, D, and then an F sharp at the top of the right hand, whilst at the same time your left hand is going to hold a note of D. The next chord is very similar to that. B minor, which is B, D, F sharp, and a B in the left hand. The next chord we need for this first part of the song is what we call a G sus2, which is in the right hand, a G, A, and D, but also a G in the bass. Now there's two more chords before I talk to you about how long to hold them for and so on. We have the B minor chord again, going down to an A sus4. Now the A sus4 is A, D and E with an A in the left hand. Now that's the first part of the start of the song. I'm just going to loop around that for you. I'm going to count along as well. Basically everything gets 4 beats apart from the last couple of chords. Here it is. 1, 2, 3, 4. 2, 3, 4. 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. Now you're going to repeat that another time round for the first verse, the start of the song, but then at the end of it there's this extra little part that goes like this. And it's taking 3 of the chords that we know, the B minor, the A sus4 and the G sus2, and plays them quite quickly one after each other. 1, 2, 3, 4. So if you play all of that together, you will get the first part of the song. Now, it's worth mentioning before I show you the next part, which has lots and lots of parts going on, if you're interested in getting the sheet music for this song, with all of the piano parts wrote out exactly as it is on the track, head on over to Patreon. There is a link in the description for that. And for the price of a coffee, you get everything wrote out professionally, including a bunch of other songs by Lauren and close to 400 other songs of the latest releases, all for the cost of a coffee. So yeah, feel free to check that out. Now, the next part of the song, what I'm calling the interlude, but we're going to see it through a lot of the song, we have this pattern. It was at the start of this video, and what we have is this pattern of F sharp, A, E, A. That's going to go around quite a lot in this song. And what we're going to do at the same time is hold D octaves in my left hand. And I'm going to play that pattern of notes 4 times in the right hand, whilst my left hand holds those notes like this. So hopefully you heard that 4 times. 1, 2, 3, 4. I then go to B octaves in my left hand. Just so here my little finger's just on camera, and I repeat the same thing in the right hand. I then have to do the same with G octaves. Now my little finger is definitely off camera, but I'm just playing another note of G, just like what my thumb is. Repeat the same thing in the right hand. I then do it twice with B in the left hand. I then change what the right hand does. The left hand's going to play B octaves, and the right hand's going to play D to A, D to A. You hear that's 1, 2, 3, 4. Then I move to A octaves in the left hand and just play the same thing again, D to A, 8 more times. So I'm now going to put all of that together very slowly so you can see what happens. So yeah, there are a lot of parts going on there, and if you'd like the sheet music, yeah, do head on over to Patreon. Now basically, if you get used to that, you're going to get a big part of the song, because directly after that, we have a second verse, and you're going to do literally the same thing, just over and over, do that a few times, but at the end of this verse, you've got the B minor, A sus4, and the G sus2, like what we saw in the first verse. So it's kind of chopping and changing different parts and putting it together. After that, there is an interlude. That's just where the vocals are basically not singing, but the piano carries on, and we're just going to do the same thing. Just looping that round like we already have a few times. However, we then get a bridge section. Now, I know what chords are being played, but because there's so much instrumentation and vocal parts going on, it is very difficult to hear exactly what the piano's playing with those chords. Now, I've come up with a part that I think fits the track perfectly, but take this part with a pinch of salt. The chords are correct, but exactly what they do with that is, this is my interpretation. D with an F sharp in the bass. That's what we call a slash chord. We'll not get bogged down in the details though. What we have is an F sharp, A and D at the top, with an F sharp in the left hand. And what I'm going to do is play the high note followed by the low notes of the chord. So the high, low, high, low. And I'm going to use that pattern, what I think works well, throughout this bridge section, like this. I then go to a G major chord, which is a G in the left hand, with G, B and D, and do the same pattern. I then go to a normal D major chord with a D in the bass, and then an A major chord, and that is an A in the left hand, E, A, and a C sharp at the top. And we're going to loop that round 2 and a bit times. I'll get to that in a moment, the a bit part. But yeah, we have, just to put that together, this. Going up to the D. Then the A. So do that 2 times round. Then on the 3rd time round, you'll play the first 2 chords. And then we bring back that little mini interlude part where we go from the B minor to the A sus4 to the G sus2, but you'll do that 3 times in a row. That will be 1, and then a final time. And then there is a little bit of a pause before we go back into the prelude part, which was the... Now later on in the song there is an outro, and the outro is pretty long. It's when there's like a lot of choir work and yeah, it sounds a really, really pretty part. And what's going to happen is we're going to take some chords and move them up higher on the piano. And what we have is an F sharp, D and A, so it's a D major chord, with a D in the left hand. We then go to B minor. Then we go to the G chord. Then it works its way down to the B minor, and then A. So you can see that my hand's working its way down. That's kind of the main difference. After that, when you know the song really builds up in texture, we go back to, excuse me, the main part of the song. And we just cycle around that idea for 3 more times round before the very end of the song has... After it's done that, to end the song, we have a D major chord. And just off camera, my left hand is playing a D and a D. I'll just show you it higher. I'm playing it a lot lower. And that's a nice way to end the song. So if you found that useful, please do consider giving this video a like and subscribe. It really does help out the channel. And if you would like the sheet music for this, links are in the description for that. And it costs just the price of a coffee. Anyway, my name is Billy Armstrong. Thank you very much for watching the video, and I'll see you in the next one.